How is everyone doing today? Can you hear me? Testing. Okay, the sound should be working now. C'est bon? Can you guys hear me? Please confirm. It's fine now. Okay, perfect. You had me stressing out. Discard. Mic is on. Mic is on. Yep, all good. All right, all right. Okay, legends. So we have a very, very interesting scenario here, and I've been discussing this for quite some time. Guys, since Bitcoin hit these range lows at around, I want to say, just sub 60K, I have been constantly talking about the next key area that I would be adding to my existing Bitcoin short. So if you have been tuning in to the channel, you're probably tired of me. Bitcoin is at a very, very pivotal moment in the market. And the reason why it's so pivotal is because these tariff capitulation lows were where we got that springboard that essentially let Bitcoin go to all-time highs. So if I just zoom out here and take you through, is it cutting off? It's so frustrating. Guys, you'll have to excuse my new setup. I'm back to Canada, and that's frustrating, man. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm just going to continue because it says it's okay on my side. It says the stream health is okay. All right. So, basically, the reason why $74,000 is so significant, as I've highlighted before, is because it's essentially that springboard that allowed us to make a new all-time high. It's the tariff capitulation lows, a very, very pivotal level in the market. We must not only wick above it, but we must hold it as support and move higher if Bitcoin is going to see any kind of real big push to the upside, breaking all of the 4-year cycle narratives. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I do believe in the 4-year cycle. It's been playing out, and therefore I trade the market as such. So from a risk to reward perspective, this is a very, very good area to take some profits off of longs. Of course, this isn't financial advice, but if I was in a long right around this zone, I would definitely be shaving some profits. Definitely. So at this point in time, I actually added to my existing short. So we shorted Bitcoin right around here, sub 98K. And I took a lot of profits on the way down, as you can see on this position. So I secured around 300K in profit. However, I added to my position now, making it an even bigger position after taking those profits, because I do ultimately think that we will see Bitcoin go below $60,000. That's my base case. I've been talking about this for a while. I was very, very patient with these tariff capitulation lows. I really wanted to see Bitcoin tap into this level, and we finally got the tap. So I know a lot of people are getting bullish here, and you know what? It's okay, but we get bear market rallies. And what I'm trying to do with my channel, with my content, with how I'm trading the market is to show you how to stay level-headed even though everyone turns extremely bullish. So first and foremost, some of you have been asking me what would need to change for me to all of a sudden become a little bit more bullish. Well, for starters, I want to see us start holding the tariff capitulation lows as support. But my invalidation, to be perfectly clear, with this big Bitcoin short that I am now in, would actually be getting weekly closes above the bull market support band. I don't think that we see that. I ultimately think that Bitcoin will be moving lower. So at this point in time, I'm comfy in my positions, as I've been saying, but I think it's very, very important for the bulls at least to hold the tariff capitulation lows. If we cannot hold this level, then this will be just another rejection, and we could be seeing Bitcoin already start moving lower from here, as we typically do with these bear market rallies. So I wanted to also take you through the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. It would be very, very interesting for another potential short entry. Just keeping it real. I'm looking for shorts in this market, and we hit the levels that I was looking at. I added to my position as discussed, and here we are. So I also wanted to take you through just some interesting data that we've seen previously in bear markets. So first and foremost, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I've been discussing this potential scenario playing out, where Bitcoin drops from its all-time high, we get a bear flag, we drop further, we get a nice relief rally, and then we get rejected before tapping into the bull market support band. This is pretty significant for you to pay attention to because it's looking very, very similar. We can't ignore these facts, legends. All-time high, drop, bear flag, drop, very nice relief rally, and we're not quite at the bull market support band. Last time we rejected before that level. So, of course, there are no guarantees, but I'm just playing the probabilities. And to me, the probabilities favor a move to the downside, which is why I've been quite vocal about me shorting the market. Now, you'll notice that there's some white arrows here. What are these white arrows? Well, recently, on a daily candle closing basis, you can see that Bitcoin essentially got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're now working on our 8th green candle in a row on a daily time frame basis. That is quite significant for Bitcoin. We rarely do that in our history. Now, what happened the last couple times? We have scenarios. We have a bullish scenario, we have a bearish scenario. The bullish scenario in this case was actually back in 2023. If we zoom in here, you'll notice that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green daily candles for Bitcoin in a row. Then we had a little bit of rejection, but ultimately the meat of the move occurred afterwards, a massive move to the upside for Bitcoin. However, this was already showing signs of bottoming out, and Bitcoin was already above $30,000 at this point in time. We weren't in the depths of the bear market. So I believe that what we're looking at is a more similar scenario to this price action before we went deeper into a bear market. And this is why. Structure looks very, very similar, right at the top of the existing range. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we even got that 8th daily green candle. And then you can see what happened afterwards for Bitcoin. So there's a lot to consider here. A lot of people are dunking on the bears, and the bears are saying, hey, we're going to head lower. I'm just trading the market that's right in front of me. If I see bullish market structure on a higher time frame basis, then I'm happy to pivot my stance. That's how you should be trading the market. But right now, this isn't anything out of the ordinary. BlackRock deposited Bitcoin into Coinbase. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, I just don't think that what we're seeing is out of the ordinary of bear market. Let's see how the price action develops. But I have to be real with you guys. I do think we will be seeing a rejection. This will be too easy. Let's see. Guys, I'm kind of frustrated. I'm reading the comments, losing connection. Maybe I need a better setup here. All those taxes in Canada, you're cutting off all the time. My apologies, legends. My apologies for cutting off. Frustrating, very frustrating. I hope I'm still getting my point across. Yes, it's all speculation, right? This is all speculation. We can only trade the market that's right in front of us. I'm in an Ethereum short, which is currently down. I'm in my Bitcoin short as well. But I do ultimately think that this resorts to the downside. It's looking so similar. So let's see how the market structure develops. But at this point in time, Canada is not welcoming the GOAT, but at least he's safer here. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's nice. You can tell how I'm dressed. It's a little bit chilly here compared to Dubai, but I'm here with my family. All the KOLs turning so bullish on crypto Twitter, it's crazy. Barely 74K and it feels like all-time high already. It looks like it's cooking. How does a 3-day... Is liquidity drying up? Possible. Coinbase Premium. We need to discuss this. We're getting some spikes. This is renewed strength by Coinbase. However, when we get these big spikes, we tend to also get the local tops. So we need to see. This definitely needs to continue for Coinbase. Otherwise, we just start nuking from these levels. Let's see, legends. And I will try to have a better connection for my live stream for FOMC. Because we will be doing that live stream on Wednesday. Usually FOMC, I mean, historically we've dumped after FOMC, so maybe we have to wait till Wednesday to get any kind of significant move to the downside here. But I added to my shorts. I showed you guys this. I added to my short. My average entry is now 80K. So from 97K to 80K, it's significant, but I had already taken a good amount of profits on this trade, and I'm happy to add to that existing position. I was very patient with these tariff capitulation lows. Now we have to see. If we get a classic support resistance flip at this level, then we can see some more upside for Bitcoin. But I do think the outcome will be the same. Check that out. We're testing it. We are testing it. Sooner rather than later. Stock market is also something we need to address because I've been talking about this for quite some time and we've been covering this at length. You have to be very patient with the stock market price action. It takes a while to play out, but you can see that we were slowly making less and less aggressive all-time highs until ultimately we no longer made all-time highs and then we lost the bull market support band. So this has always been something to keep an eye out for. Stocks are down, precious metals seem to be down, but crypto is going up. Let's see. Maybe this time is different. I don't think so. Our friend Michael Saylor managed to acquire 22,000 Bitcoins for $1.5 billion. And his average price is now $75,700. So we're getting close to Michael Saylor's average price here. But he was significantly down beforehand. No. So my invalidation for my short legends, my invalidation is the bull market support band. So the way that I like to play this market is I am someone that is very comfortable with risk. My invalidation would be up to this bull market support band. So that brings Bitcoin all the way up to between $83,000 and $85,000. So yes, my unrealized P&L would probably go to negative at that point. But I'm very, very happy with how I played at least my Bitcoin short. It's been pretty phenomenal. And I am expecting this trade to turn into like a $500,000 trade. But it will require patience because this is a decent move to the upside. Guys, I have to also reiterate that I am not a financial advisor. This content is for educational purposes only. It should not constitute financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing all of his own trades and his overall market analysis. Please remember that, legends. Please remember. I'm just sharing with you what I am personally doing. You make your own decisions with your own capital, of course. Very interesting price action. Daniel Duran, it's totally up to you. I believe in Bitcoin in the long term. So despite my relatively bearish stance over the past few weeks, I believe in Bitcoin in the long term. But I did discuss the fact that once we start to get sustained price action below $60,000 is when I will consider adding to my existing Bitcoin stack. And that might confuse some of you. What do you mean existing Bitcoin stack? I am never fully out of the market. That's how you want to play it. So if Bitcoin just rips from here, of course, my leverage trades won't play out. But I do have significant upside exposure if we do get that upside for Bitcoin. So you want to put yourself in a position where you can stand to benefit regardless of what happens in the market. Yes, I did. Angry Slipper, I discussed that. So 7 days in a row. Legends, just to go over the whole 7 days in a row thing. The 7 green candles in a row. When this happened in 2023, we saw a massive move to the upside. However, this was after the bear market bottom was confirmed. So we already had a significant move from like sub 16K up to around 30K before we started having this aggressive push to the upside. I think it's more similar to this price action where we're in a range, we're trying to push above the range. We get 8 green candles in a row and then we ultimately nuke. So I would be anticipating that a nuke can occur relatively soon and perhaps it coincides with FOMC. Well, that's exactly valid. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. That's valid. Holding is the only thing that keeps me from going broke. I take pretty big positions in this market and I wait and I'm patient and I let them play out. I'm not a scalp trader. So I do both. I always have some spot exposure. Always, always, always. And my not financial advice is to recommend to people to do the same because you can't be certain about stuff. On my YouTube channel, I speak with a certain level of certainty. I have flashy titles and thumbnails, but I hope you know that I also have a realistic view of the market. And if we just start ripping from here, my positions get invalidated and I simply hold on to my spot Bitcoin. But with that being said, I do still think that the probabilities favor a move lower for Bitcoin. Is the music too loud, legends? I hold my short at 70K and price was 74K. It came down and exited break even and opened long right away. Yeah, not too sure about that. It really depends. The thing with this price action in the bear market is it's nice to have a thesis and trade the market as such. When you're like, you guys are used to seeing me be bearish, especially if you came from other channels. I had an interview with Altcoin Daily. I also got promoted by them too on their channel. And If you're new to the channel, you're probably used to, like over the past month or so, you're used to me being bearish, 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 bearish. But there will be a moment where I become unbearably bullish. And that moment isn't quite yet. I don't think it's the time to flip extremely bullish. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong, and I'm happy to come on camera and say, hey guys, I was wrong. But you have to understand that my exposure allows me to operate in the market as I currently do. So I can be wrong and still benefit from the upside of holding Bitcoin. What if it soars from here? Then I have spot Bitcoin. I was told that Trump is going to be speaking. Legends, smash that like button. 66 likes. Come on, Legends. I know the connection isn't great, but normally we get at least 300 likes. I have my tennis racket in the background too. Those of you that are coming to the live stream know exactly what I'm talking about. Legends, we have to smash the like button. At least 250 likes. I'll be here for a little bit. I started streaming 20 minutes ago, so understandably so. Smash that like. Wiki price action. Legends, if you want access to all of my trades, how I am personally trading this market, please remember that you do have the first link in my description down below. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group. It is free. You're trading with your own capital. You sign up with some of the affiliate exchange links down below, trade on there as you'd normally do, and you get access to that group where I share all of my own personal trades in this market. Fair warning though, I don't enter that many positions in this market. And there's also a phenomenal bonus on bluffing. Remember, you can earn $20 if you're a new trader, but if you're a seasoned trader and you're already trading with me, you can actually withdraw up to $50,000. Yes, withdraw. Most of the exchanges only give you these trading bonuses, but this includes trading bonuses and potential withdrawable. I keep on cutting in and out. This is actually getting quite frustrated. This is quite frustrating. How much do you have in holding? So I'm not going to tell you guys how much capital I hold, but you see these pretty big trades. I currently have, at this point in time, about 2.5 times spot portfolio compared to trading portfolio. So what this means is, just as an example, if I had $100,000 that I'm trading with, my spot portfolio would be around $250,000. I always trade the market like that. And I've been actually talking about this concept, man, I want to say it's been over a year now, especially if you've been in my community. I've talked about this constantly. It's how I manage my risk because I do have a more significant spot portfolio allocation. So I always try to have more of a spot portfolio compared to trading portfolio. And I often do withdraw from my trading portfolio to stack cash as well in preparation to buy lower in the bear market. Yeah, it's frustrating with this internet connection. I remember in a video that you said you started buying spot. Sneaker tech. What changed is I was looking for 60K, and I may have had a hiccup on that. Let's say I was looking for 60K, sub 60K, and I do still think that we will see this. It just requires patience. The thing with my Bitcoin stack is that I've been holding it for quite some time. Sub 30K is my average entry, and I don't think that we're going to see Bitcoin go to those levels. So I'm going to keep on stacking as we head lower. But right now, this is solid price action for the bulls, at least. Explain the concept of how to trade with spot versus trading in... I don't understand your question. Yeah, my short is still on. Okay, so what I want to get at is my spot portfolio is way longer term. So that's the concept. So basically, what happens is you go on the market, you buy X assets, Bitcoin as the common example, and you hold that position. It could be for years. Leverage is different. I try to take advantage of the ups and downs of the market, and I do that by trading with leverage. Awesome. I'm very glad you're learning. I got some hate on that interview with Altcoin Daily, but I just try to give a realistic view of the market. And right now, Bitcoin is approaching our higher time frame level, tariff capitulation low. And I want to see if we can manage to get rejected here. How much did it take you to reach whatever X portfolio you had? And it's almost a decade now. So it takes a while to stack. This is why you guys see me so confidently come on. Let's see. We got 20 minutes till the 4-hour close. Initial weakness would be seeing us get below this anchored VWAP. That is critical. Swing trade equals low stress. Absolutely. Some of you are in my community and it shows. The thing with that is I will often take a trade and I'm already comfortable with the predefined risk, even if it's just an invalidation. And I might not check the chart. Like there was a period there where I was traveling when I was leaving the Middle East to come back to Canada, where I basically didn't check the chart much. Like it was like once or twice a day and just holding my positions and waiting for the outcome, waiting for my targets. Let's see. Show me that 4-hour candle. This is starting to look very juicy. Look, legends. You can see here that I entered right at this level. So I added to my short right there. This was, of course, shared in my group, legends. If you want to join my group, remember, first link in the description down below. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, and I'd be happy to onboard you. It's where I share all of my own personal trades. It turned red. It did. There's no leverage on spot. What else did I want to cover? Oh, yeah, guys, it's time to be careful. Jim Cramer, the market is oversold and he is buying. Pretty insane. I'd be scared if I was a bull. Good to see you guys. Legends, I'm sorry. I'm not AI. I actually, the other day I got an email saying, hey man, are you AI? I'm not AI, but I do need to get a better camera for home. Right now I have my camera in my studio in Dubai, and I left it there. So now I'm using a little bit of a weaker camera, but I will be upgrading this camera, so the quality should be better. You can see I look a lot more pale than I normally do. It's the lights in Canada. I promise the camera will get better, and the connection should also get better. How's the weather in Canada? It's chilly, man. It's chilly. Very choppy price action. So we can discuss bear market targets as well. I think some of you have expressed interest in this, where I will be buying Bitcoin. So my first buy stack will likely be sub 60K, but I ultimately don't think it's unrealistic to see Bitcoin down to here. But remember, legends, you don't want the market to just take off without you. The reason why I haven't purchased Bitcoin around here is simply because I do already have a Bitcoin stack. If I didn't have a Bitcoin stack, I may have accumulated between 60 and 65K for the long term. Right now, I'm essentially waiting for somewhere down here. I think that we're going to find our way around these levels, sub 60K, likely, if it's just a wick, sub 50K, and then we'll have to assess how the price action develops. But I've been pretty vocal about the fact that the lower we go, the more I will buy, because I do believe in Bitcoin's long term. I will not tell you where I live in Canada. That is for sure. But I am in Canada. It's a big country. Daily candle looks very bullish. Bullish? Really? Does it? Well, the daily candle closes in 8 hours, so let's see. A lot can change. But you can see here, you know, we're not getting acceptance above this wick. If we start closing above the tariff capitulation lows, yeah, I would say it's starting to look pretty bullish. Do you live under a tree? Yeah, I do. I'm coming over for dinner. Hey, Matsir, how much percentage will be your first sub 60K allocation to buy spot? That's a very good question. And I would probably say we make it down here. I would likely, at first, I was saying like 20%, but I'm leaning more towards 15. So this means that if I have 100% cash set aside, I'm willing to use 15% of that cash to buy some Bitcoin sub $60,000, and I would be allocating as we head lower. The idea is that you want to get more and more aggressive as the price heads lower, even though it may be scary. But this is, remember, for the long term. Most of the time, you are correct in predicting Bitcoin. True, but I have also had some losses. But I've been pretty happy with the performance over the past, say, year trading crypto. It's been quite nice. I added to my short. Now we wait and see. Look at that wick. Legends, destroy that like button. Absolutely destroy that like button. Let's get it to 300 likes. That is the standard now, 300 likes. And by the way, legends, we also just hit 17,000 subscribers. This is not updated. Destroy that like button. And I just want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to the channel. This is bear market, right? People are not paying attention to crypto now, and I'm so glad that I can make a positive impact even during these hard times. Let's be real. No one is paying attention to crypto. So thank you so much for your support and helping my small channel grow. I hope that in the next bull market, I can guide you guys and I'll be above 100,000 subscribers. That would be very, very ideal. Yes, I will show my tennis racket anyways. Last time we managed to not get it, and then as soon as I ended the live stream, you guys smashed the like button. I think it was above 400 likes. So that's why I didn't show it. I can only destroy it once. That's fair. However, J Beers, you can share this live stream with every single person that you know, and they can destroy it. No, you don't need to do that. I'm not forcing anyone to do that. A million subs? I don't even know if there's a million people watching crypto right now. Everyone hates crypto. Everyone hates crypto. But as I've said, legends, if you're paying attention to crypto during these hard times, you are totally going to make it, in my opinion. It's the people that actually pay attention when times get tough that see this sustained growth and have the opportunity to actually buy near those deep discounted zones in the bear market. That's what I firmly believe. So if you're paying attention now, you will make it. I do believe that, and I'm not just saying bullshit. I do firmly believe that. Protect your capital, trade the market with, max 1 to 5% of your trading portfolio, but prepare yourself to accumulate near the bear market lows. That is my not financial advice. That's what I will be doing. And reminder, if you want to know all of my movements in the market, legends, you do have that first link in the description down below. Click this link. It'll bring you to my Telegram. And if you DM me the keyword CBM, you'll get access to my group where I essentially share all of my own personal trades in this market. Stocks. Go 1 hour on stocks. That acceptance below the bull market support band is not what you want to see if you're a stock trader, if you're bullish at least. Liked and shared. Thank you, legends. Do not forget me once you will get 1 million subscribers. Legends, I won't forget any of you. It's very, very tricky to be able to answer everyone. And when I had like 200 subs, it was much easier. I also have, as you know, my Telegram, and some people message me on Telegram and they get angry, genuinely angry that I don't answer. But you have to understand that, the group that I'm running essentially has 1,000 members already in it. And I only answer the members that are trading with a certain amount of capital because it's the fairest way to spend my time. You got your own life. I know, but some people, it's pretty insane. You'd be, if I showed you guys some of the DMs that I get sometimes, man, I'm just keeping it real with you. Like, I do have my own life. I trade the market. I produce content to try and help you legends out, but I do have my own life. And ultimately, the reason why I'm trading is to give myself freedom. This is one of those jobs, if you want to call it that provides the most freedom on earth. Of course, sometimes it's stressful, but freedom is freedom. I could essentially, for the most part, do whatever I want with my time. I don't have to update on YouTube, but I want to. I want to make a positive impact, and I hope that this content helps you out. Have a sip of tea. Thank you for your support, legends. Thank you very much. I know a lot of you want me to check altcoins, but I'm sorry, I just think that Bitcoin determines the rest of the market here. And Bitcoin is at such a pivotal level that if we reject, you can say goodbye to altcoins, unfortunately, and we're just going to absolutely nuke. But let's see. No, it is chamomile tea with a little bit of honey and a splash of milk. This is interesting, Legends. If we get the 4-hour close below this anchored VWAP, this could be the rejection. It's going to take a lot of buying to get Bitcoin above these tariff capitulation lows. But I did add to my short around this level, so it's good to see. If the daily candle turns red, which, you know, Bitcoin would have to, it could signal the start of the reversal. It really could. Remember, we rarely get this kind of price action. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I don't know. I've seen this story play out time and time again, where the market makers make everyone get extremely bullish in a bear market, and then we end up, next thing you know, we're sub 70K. And people are looking for new longing opportunities as the price just continues to nuke. Yes, we do have a CME gap below 72K. Is this one the CME? We also have some gaps above that we can't ignore. Fill the gap. Oh, I should not do that. Wicks don't matter. I think the FOMC meeting will probably not have any kind of crazy surprises. It may be another nothing burger, but I do. Let's see, Legends. Let's see. We're tapping into that anchored VWAP from 97K. Let's see. 4-hour close is in 2 minutes. Oof. Bulls, in my opinion, the bulls would like to hold this level. We will be streaming the FOMC meeting, Legends. So if you haven't already, smash the like button. If I refresh, what are we at? 167 Legends. Let's get this to 300 likes. But first, we'll start with 200, 250. So smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, because I will be going live. And by Wednesday, I will also have a cleaner cut, because right now I look very scruffy from the travels, haven't been able to touch up on anything. So I promise I'll look more presentable in that live stream as well. That is my commitment to you. Are we in a bull or bear market now? We are in a bear market. We are in a bear market. There is no denying that. I know a lot of people just can't seem to fathom that this is a bear market. But we are in a bear market. Okay, so it looks like we're about to close above the level, which is okay for the bulls. We're in a bull bear. So legends, my spot portfolio, one sec, let's wait for this 4-hour close. Okay. Look, pretty wicky to the top there, so I do think we're going to see further downside, but we didn't yet get that 4-hour close below the anchored VWAP, which is something I'm looking at. I buy my crypto on Bluffin. So what I do from a trading portfolio perspective, I trade almost exclusively on Bluffin. I do sometimes have positions open on Weeks, on Velto, which is a really good self-custody wallet that I use. But for the most part, I use Bluffin. And the reason I do this is because they allow you to trade the stock market, oil, gold, silver, and crypto. It's a very, very solid exchange. They have ridiculous promotions at this point in time where you can literally withdraw up to $50,000. By the way, that's the second link in my description down below if that interests you. And if you're a relatively big trader, like I said, you can actually withdraw some of these pretty huge profits depending on the volume that you're bringing to the platform. So if you're already trading the market, it's a no-brainer. And if you're not a huge trader, there is still some great bonuses. You can get $20 completely free for a new position, Bitcoin or Ethereum, if you make a new account. And you can also earn up to $1,000 in a deposit bonus. I actually buy spot on Bluffin, but then I withdraw it. So trading is exclusively on Bluffin, but my spot portfolio, I buy here and then I simply send it to cold storage. That's how you want to do it, at least in my opinion. I never hold all of my spot on an exchange. So oil, look, right here, I'm reading some of your questions. You can trade oil on Bluffin right here. So pretty damn epic. I love this. It's awesome. You could trade Amazon, Circle, Coin, MicroStrategy. The short is looking good, legends. Coinbase closed below the VWAP. Is that so? Yeah, it really depends on what... wow, these Bitfinex longs. Where's Coinbase? Coinbase. There it is. So it depends. Where did you take the anchored VWAP from? That is the number one... Sorry, legends. I haven't used this Coinbase chart in a while, so you'll have to excuse me. Let me show you. We go here, anchored VWAP. Let's take it from this high. Oof. Yeah, we closed below, but we haven't managed to actually break above, is what you're saying, either, because we keep on getting wicks to the upside. I guess when I use my Bybit perpetual contract chart, it's showing that we managed to actually close above. Really depends on which exchange you're using. You could do a Ledger or Trezor. Okay, we're back. The anchored VWAP is right here. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down to the left. And then you click anchored VWAP and you take it from a pivot point, such as all the way up here at 96K. And you'll see that on Coinbase, it is acting as resistance. Yeah, that's fair, Gregor. I'm just, look, I prefer Ledger, to be honest, but just giving people some options. We are in pigs market. This is something you want to consider. 7 green consecutive daily candles. We pump over the weekend. We form a CME gap below, directly into supply and liquidity at the start of the new weekly open, right before FOMC, may I add. And all of a sudden, Bitcoin is bullish. Got it. Let's see, legends. This is a chart that I'm also paying attention to from a spot portfolio perspective. I know some of you aren't traders. Once this starts crossing the Bitcoin percentage of supply in profit and loss, it will become a very interesting level, in my opinion, to start adding to my spot portfolio. But we have not crossed yet, and we typically cross every single bear market. So I'm keeping my eyes on this. We're very close. So right now you can see that approximately 40% of the supply is in a loss and 60% is in a profit. What's your 21 password? Oh yeah, sure, I'll give that to you right away. Peace in the Middle East, everyone. Devault Trading, the absolute legend. How are you, my man? Guys, Devault is an absolute legend, and him and Andy are running the Mind Pillar Markets YouTube channel, so make sure to check them out. Very, very solid TA. What's up, brother? You still in Dubai, boss? No, I am not. Matt, me, you, and Andy need to do a collab together. Yeah, 100%, man. We need to do one. We absolutely need to do one. Yes, I am shorting ETH, and I'm shorting Bitcoin. Yeah, S&P does not look good to me either, legends. Like, excuse my drawings, but look at this. Losing the bull market support band. This just doesn't look good. Does not look good. You go 15. Absolutely. Tom White, thank you. I recognize you from Telegram, legend. Yeah, man. I think the strategy for content perspective is I'm going to try to do videos every single day of the week, minus one day on the weekend. And then live streams will always be reserved for Monday and big events. So like FOMC on Wednesday, I'll maybe do a video and a live stream just to pump out the content. But most of the time, one live a week and 5 pieces of content. Legends, remember, if you want to join my community where I share all of my own personal trades, you do have the first link in my description down below. You click this link and DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, and you'll essentially see the options to be able to join my group, The only requirement, to be perfectly transparent, is that you're signed up with one of my affiliate exchange links down below. Start trading on there as you normally do. I would typically recommend Bluffin. It's my go-to exchange. I have most of my trades on there, and they do have a fantastic bonus. So make this your go-to exchange if you're already trading crypto. Would highly recommend. They let you trade oil, crypto, stocks, precious metals. Anything you can ask for, they have. And they have ridiculous bonuses, which is the second link in my description down below. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was actually talking with, some of you guys know Andy, and he was saying, dude, you need to do live streams. You're going to be a natural. And sometimes I worry that I'm repeating myself, but I guess if my base case is the same, then it's totally fine to repeat myself. I'm not a scalper, and I know a lot of live streamers will just look for like really tiny opportunities, but that's just not my style. But as long as you guys are enjoying it, I'll keep on doing the lives. So thank you for your positive comments. Bro, stop shilling. It's the second time now. Just so you know, I probably shill. I mean, if it's a 2-hour live stream, I probably shill a lot more than 2 times. I just want people to be aware of the insane promotions that are on Bluffin, and also how to get access to my group, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. But if you don't want to join, or you don't want to join any of the platforms I'm promoting, no big deal. Just sharing with you what I'm doing, and no stress whatsoever. Let him cook. Shill away, bro. Yeah, look, I don't want to be this huge shiller, but I'll promote what I use. That's like my standard. Whatever I use, happy to promote. Make me a mod. Default, how on earth do I make you a mod, brother? Wait, can I just add as moderator? Yes, sir, Default, you are now a mod. Gonna pause for a sec because I can see that my stream has stopped working on my side. Okay. The way that it works is, if you're a new trader, you can get a $20 position voucher for Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is only for new users, for the first 30 users that sign up. Then, if you become an existing user, you can get up to $1,000 in deposit bonus. And number 3 here, which if you're a big trader, you're gonna love this. Depending on your futures volume, you can literally withdraw $50,000 in bonuses. Obviously, it requires a lot of volume, but if you're already a big trader, it's a no-brainer. And if you're trading with a little bit less volume, with leverage, a lot of you know that this is very achievable. You can withdraw $500, $1,000 directly in your pocket if you're already trading the market. Now, the caveat here, and to be perfectly transparent with you, is don't just trade massively because there's bonuses. It should already be natural for you to hit these volume levels. I don't want to encourage anyone to just gamble, essentially. Stick to your regular trading, and if you reach these levels, you get these bonuses. That's the second link in my description down below if that interests you. There you go, I shilled the 3rd time, but only because someone asked. I'm pretty curious about the moving averages you're using. Hammer and pump it. Blue checks are nice. Only in human. You'd be surprised. Look, I don't personally do billions in volume, but I do hundreds of millions with leverage. So it really depends what kind of trader you are. I'm promoting it because I know that some people want those kinds of bonuses, and there's much smaller bonuses too. Legends, let's see. We did not get the close below the anchored VWAP, and right now at this point in time, the candle's looking relatively weak. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame because I know some of you like that. But the interesting thing here is Bitcoin just about swept this high. Just swept it, and massive rejection. So now we see, if we get continuation to the upside, it would stem from holding around this level, in my opinion, of course. Yes, sometimes I trade gold, but my last gold trade, I got absolutely cooked. Where did I add to my short? Right here. So like on this wick, I was waiting for the... Trump is speaking. Trump is speaking. Where is Trump speaking? Legends, tell me where Trump is speaking. I could play it for you guys if you want. I'm sorry that the streams keep cutting off. I need better internet connection. Welcome to Canada. I mean, yes and no for the tariff capitulation wick. I like these sweeps. Look, barely touched. That's what you want for a good entry. This was a solid entry. Stop loss to break even. We dropped all the way down to sub 73K. Another solid entry. Stop loss to break even. And there you go. We dropped all the way down to just below 73K. So this is a very, very interesting level. If Bitcoin gets acceptance above this level, I do think that we could see a bigger push to the upside. But until proven otherwise, we're starting to look like this. And I do think that a further rejection can come, but only time will tell. I added to my short, my invalidation is much higher, and I'm just going to sit on my hands when it comes to this trade. Last time I showed Trump on my live stream, a lot of you guys just left. So I don't know if I really want to show it. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see what Trump is currently talking about. Let's take a look at the live stream likes. 218. Legends. I might try to stay until we hit at least 400 likes. Is that feasible? Is that feasible? There's 250 of you watching. Absolutely destroy that like button, legends. I wanted to also take you through this scenario. This is something that I'm seeing a lot of bulls post. This is the most unexpected outcome. Everyone is expecting down next, new lows, and the 4-year cycle to play out. But it is my view that this is what is coming next. For all the reasons I've covered over the last few months, this is what I believe is next. Basically, if we reclaim 74K, it will not just be a small bear market rally. It will be a reclaim of higher time frame structure, which will confirm the drop to 60K as deviation and confirm the expanded flat pattern that is finalizing here. This guy seems pretty damn confident that Bitcoin is essentially going to rally from here if we reclaim 74K. And I actually, as much as I've been bearish over the past little while, I actually think that if we do get a more significant rally, it would stem from around this zone. A reclaim of the tariff capitulation lows is very, very crucial in my opinion. And if you're new here or you don't understand why I'm referencing the tariff capitulation lows, it is quite simple. It's where Bitcoin got that pivot to essentially send it to all-time highs. These levels in the market do act as very, very strong levels of support and resistance. And from a higher time frame perspective, I was waiting for this level to consider adding to my existing short, where I entered right around here at $97,000. Hello, Amar. Grab your popcorn, my friend. The short setup was a sweep of the tariff capitulation lows. Right here. I don't know if you guys could see, but if I zoom in, this is where I went short, where I added to my existing position. I did. Manzi, I did add to my existing short. My average entry is now at 80K after taking some profits down from 97K. My new entry price is 80K now. I won't be adding to my short again. It's highly likely unless we do get more upside, which sounds counterintuitive. Like if we make a move all the way up to above 75K, that would be another level where I would consider adding to my existing short. It's a pretty big position and I'm happy to let it play out over the next few weeks to even months. So that's currently how I'm positioned. Now, if we start losing the local highs and then the value area high here, then that would be interesting, and we could consider the fact that maybe that was the move and Bitcoin is already ready to move lower. Those are my thoughts, of course, not financial advice. If I can grab onto this, let's stretch it out. Amar, that would be pretty insane. We've already had a pretty significant move to the upside. The real question is, how much higher can Bitcoin go? We're tapping into our level of interest. I added to my short. For all the newcomers on the stream. Legends, almost 250, 247. Oh, someone unliked. Legends, let's get to 300 likes. We started streaming 73 minutes ago. Smash that like button. Bitcoin, let's dump. Let's dump. It's all about probabilities. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum looks to be breaking out of its existing range. So really, it was here. up here. So if we start to get daily closes, multiple daily closes above this level, I would consider closing my current Ethereum short at a loss. But I would, of course, stay in my Bitcoin shorts. These wicks are important. But we still got like 7 hours until the daily close. I'm sick of bears. Man, it's just the market. Don't hate the bears. I pivot. I'm bearish, I'm bullish, I'm bearish, I'm bullish. But as a trader, you have to pivot, right? I think that there's going to be better opportunities this year to buy Bitcoin, in my opinion, of course. And that's why I've been more bearish, especially on a relief rally in a proven bear market. Yes, people do eat hopium, and we are in a bear market, and therefore I do think that price action will inevitably move lower. It's just a matter of when this move will actually occur. If this guy's bullish, I'm scared. I was so patient with adding to my Bitcoin short. Now let's see how the price action develops. Sup, fam? How are you, Symphonic? Are people shorting here is the question. CVD looking standard. Mainly longs, mainly longs. I mean, Bybit USD. We had some shorts coming in right at the top. And then we had a nice move to the upside. Some of you are absolute legends. Gonna rewatch from the beginning. That's an... I am currently out of Dubai, back to Canada now. Or back in Canada, I should say. If stocks bleed lower, guys, I think that it's going to be time for Bitcoin to move lower. It's getting annoying being like more higher time frame bearish, but that's the bear market, right? It's more fun to be a bull. Everyone loves being a bull. I love being a bull. I want to be a bull, but I just can't justify it at these current levels. Still more longs in the market compared to shorts, but we do have a good cluster here building up for shorts. 7-day time frame, significantly more longs in the market. 30-day time frame, significantly more longs in the market. So you can see here 7.64 billion worth of cumulative long liquidation leverage and just above 2. So pretty significant. We're looking at a 3.5x ish. Portugal is a good place to be. Yes, I shorted. I added to my short, Legends. I should just leave the stream up at this. Like this. Perfect. No, I have not heard about that indicator. Legends, just so you know, I am reading the comments, but I have them right here in front of me rather than going through all the comments here. I'm really curious if I did a 24-hour live stream at some point, how many of you would actually tune in? Is that absolutely ridiculous? What would be the use of the live stream? I would probably look for trading opportunities and just read all the comments, spend time with all of you legends over a 24-hour period. Maybe I do it like, I don't know. It just sounds like a fun challenge, to be honest. And maybe it helps the algorithm and the channel gets a little bit more subscribers. Could be something interesting to do. But I'd have to plan it in advance. Will you be sleeping in that live stream? The thing with crypto legends is like there are some interesting people in the space. And I don't know if I want people watching me sleep. Let's just put it at that. Maybe I just stay up. Maybe I start with 12 hours and then we gradually progress. We're going to take advantage of you while you sleep. Oof. Legends, if you want to see how I'm trading the market, remember, you have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram. You get access to my group where I share all of my own personal trades. Currently getting cooked on my ETH short. Bitcoin long is looking good. Stock market is looking pretty meh. We're below the bull market support band. So, like, if this continuation to the downside materializes, I don't think it will bode over well for crypto, to be honest. Nature walk. Look, I am more than happy to do a live stream while walking around, but one, the connection might be iffy, which if it isn't already in this live stream, and two, I guess I wouldn't really show charts. It would just be like a personal live stream and just chatting with you guys. I could try to do that. Yeah, valid, Grigor. Maybe I start with 8 hours. That is also a good idea. South Dakota here. Welcome. Okay. Legends? Legends. Tell me if the stream is better now. I just disconnected from Wi-Fi and I'm strictly on a LAN cable. It should be much, much better. It should be much better. Let me know immediately if you guys see that the stream is better. That might be the solution. No more Wi-Fi, nothing but LAN. Aha, let's go. Let's go. I'm hyped now. Now I'm going to live stream for 10 hours straight. You can short now at or wait for 74. Look, I went short right here. Right here. I added to my short. I shared it in my group. If you're in my group, it's a little bit different because my invalidation is much higher considering my 97K short. But I did short right there. I wouldn't jump into a short until we, at the bare minimum, lose the anchored VWAP, and the extra confirmation is actually losing these local highs. That's my non-financial advice. What time do you usually go live? I try to go live either right before or right after the US market opens. And usually on Mondays. So Mondays are the live stream days, but if we do have any kind of key events like FOMC on Wednesday, I will be going live as well. And the rest of my content will be videos because I know a lot of you prefer the YouTube videos over the live streams. Well, the live streams are a good way to connect. We have this as well, like people like this. Still talking about global liquidity. But usually when oil does what it's currently doing, we're at the end of the business cycle. So that's something to consider. But look, the short squeeze from 71K to 105K is going to be biblical. Bears will be in shambles. We're all going to make it. 1,100 likes on X. This is the kind of content that performs. And if I wanted to grow my X account, I would be posting this kind of nonsense. I am from Toronto. I think next live stream, I just flick it on before Bitcoin hits a key level, and then I can do like live execution because I was waiting for us to hit the tariff capitulation lows. We hit it, I was sleeping, and then I told my group that essentially either I add to my existing short position when we lose this anchored VWAP, or I add if we get another sweep, and we did get that other sweep. So now we just have to see, can Bitcoin get that sustained move? Are there too many shorts piling in? What is next? No cutting at all. This is absolutely awesome. So LAN cable it is for the live streams. Crazy how, look, if you're a scalper or a day trader, it's crazy how well price respects our levels. Like, look at this. Point of control. Sorry, value area low. When we had this dump from 74K down to here, 65K, we managed to hold on to this value area low and got a massive move to the upside, which is where we are today. Can we come back lower? Only time will tell. But it really does respect our levels. We also had multiple wicks into the local highs, which was respected. But I'm not that kind of trader, as you know. But it just goes to show, like, price action does respect the levels, at least on the lower time frames, if that's the kind of trader that you want to be. I'm so hyped that the connection is smooth now. No, I don't believe in astrology and moon cycles in my trading. I know a lot of people do, which is pretty interesting, but for me, no. I think Bitcoin at the end of 2026 would have been on its way to creating the next bull cycle. So I do think we're going to bottom out before the end of 2026. That's my base case. Legends, 15 more likes. Come on. Come on, Legends. Smash the like button. 15 more likes. We got to get to 300. There's no way. There's no way. There's 255 of you watching. Some of you tuning in, tuning out. Got to get to 300. Smash that like button. 286. All right, enjoy your work call. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. Institutional cycle in full effect. Respect the pump. My friend, unfortunately, this is pretty standard bear market price action. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. We've seen this kind of price action before. I know everyone gets excited, but we've seen this price action before. Looks very, very similar. I will try to film a tutorial on that overtaker. So basically, adding capital to a trade is done. Frustrating. I thought I had the connection fixed, and now it's just shit. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I'm at my mom's place, so kind of difficult to change providers. I'm visiting my mom, so... Anyways, what I was going to say is to add to your trade, you simply open, like if you want a bigger position, it depends. Do you want a bigger position or do you just want more margin? Are you playing isolated? Like for me, I'm on cross here, but I have like some of you were asking my liquidation price, 182K, but I would never let it get to that point. That's just silly. I usually don't trade on the exchange itself, if that makes sense. Sorry, chart on the exchange itself. I usually chart on TradingView. I would usually recommend that you do that because it gives you a bit more accurate data, in my opinion, of course. My leverage is 10x. But leverage is irrelevant. If you're in my group, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Leverage is completely irrelevant. It's about the capital that you're risking from a percentage of your trading portfolio. So for example, if you have a $1 million trading account and you're risking 1% of your trading portfolio, that is $10,000. And you could use whatever leverage you want. Exactly, Brilo. Position size is what matters. So like, obviously the more leverage you use, the more at risk you are of getting stopped out or liquidated, but it's about the actual capital that is risked on the trade. I never risk more than 5% of my total trading portfolio per trade. And usually 3 to 5% is considered a relatively big position for me. Legends, reminder, if you want to see how I am personally trading the market, you do have the first link in my description down below. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group. It is completely free. You're trading with your own capital on these exchanges. Whichever one you prefer, you can sign up and get access to my group. Did we manage to do the 300? 301 legends. Thank you for the likes. Absolute legends. Absolute legends you guys are. Me too, Brilo. I don't think that we make it that high, which is why I added to my existing short here. Like, is there a possibility? Yes. But this is still, and I hate to point out the obvious, but it's still looking very, very similar to what happened in the previous cycle. Look, we had the move and then a nice relief rally. So let's see how much this relief rally actually was. So we take it from here to the high, just under 28% relief rally. And you can see there's a gap. We did not make it to the bull market support band again until later. So if we go here and look at this price action, what was the pump? From the low to where we are today. There we go, 24. So technically speaking, we can go up to like 77 even. It's possible. Maybe up to the bull market support band, but I would be anticipating a gap between where the price rejects and the bull market support band. That's just my opinion, of course, but that's currently what I'm looking at. And it totally made sense from a risk reward perspective to add to my existing short position on Bitcoin with my average entry now at 80K. I disagree, Gerardo. Yeah, I rip some pickleball as well. But I have to be honest, if you're good at tennis, you can easily play pickleball. Not to hate on any pickleball players. I just think that tennis takes a little bit more. So frustrating that the connection keeps dropping out, even with the LAN cable. It's unbelievable. Legends, we're not getting that much price action, and I think I'm pretty content with my positions in this market. I don't have that much more to update you on, but I will be doing a video tomorrow, and I will also be doing a live stream for FOMC. So make sure to tune into that. Tom White, let's see, right before I head out. Oh, William Sadler, you're joining right as I'm about to leave. It is possible, Tom White, but again, we still have 7 hours from the candle close. So let's see. Acceptance back below, and especially keep your eyes on this wick. If we start closing above there, it's looking quite strong for Bitcoin, and we cannot ignore that fact. So let's see. Let's see how the price action develops, as always. Damn, just to see you leave. I'm sorry, my man, but I will be doing a live stream for FOMC. So legends, to summarize, I'm still in my short from 97K. I added to my short right as we hit the tariff capitulation lows. This was all shared in my group. If you want to join, it's the first link in my description down below. But the point is, this was an excellent level that I was waiting to add to my existing short position. I'm in an Ethereum short where I'm getting smoked at the moment. And then aside from that, I'm just seeing how the market is developing. But I'm pretty comfy in my positions, relatively stress-free. And that's that. Legends, as always, if you enjoyed the live stream, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.